Everybody ready to begin?
Yeah.
Good. Welcome to our 60-minute Denver Yoga Club, Vinyasa in the park. And I kind of have my back to you guys, but don't take offense. It's a gloriously beautiful morning, isn't it? This is, these beautiful mornings are why we do yoga in the park, I think. It's just so gorgeous. Let's take a few moments to settle in and allow yourself to become present on your mat. You can let your eyes close down if you like. And just begin to breathe a bit. What I mean by that is to begin to notice your breath, following the breath as it flows in and out. And begin to notice how your breath is sitting with you today. Couple more breaths. I'm almost getting carried away with just feeling my breath. It's so beautiful this morning. It just feels so nice to be out here. I feel so lucky, so honored that I'm able to be here with you today. Two more breaths. Now bring your hands to your knees. Sit up nice and tall so the chest rises. Bring the shoulders back. Bring your gaze straight forward, nice and level, and then look to the left. And then back to center and look over to the right. Keep the shoulders square and then back to the left. And to the right. And one more time to each side. Off to the left. And to the right. And back to center. Now right ear towards right shoulder. Drop the left shoulder down a little bit. Let your chin drop to your chest and then left ear to left shoulder. And relax the right shoulder down. Chin drops to chest. Inhale, lift the chin high now. Look up to the sky. And exhale, bring chin to chest. Now bend the elbows, draw the navel in. Keep the chin on the chest as you bring your forehead down. On an inhale, rise back up. And left ear towards left shoulder. Chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. And chin to chest and right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest. Inhale, lift the chin up. As you exhale, bend the elbows, bring the chin to the chest and draw your navel in. The forehead comes down towards the mat. Feel a nice stretch in the low back, at least that's what I feel. Keep drawing the navel in as you rise. Now once you come all the way up, let your arms float up and overhead. Bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, stretch the palms up, and then release the arms out to a T. Take a very gentle twist to the right, left hand to right knee. Breathe in deeply, keep your spine long, chest is rising, gaze is level. And then back to center and over to the other side, right hand to left knee. Breathe in deeply, exhale and twist, looking over the left shoulder, drawing the navel in as you do that. And then back to center, let's twist to the other side, off to the right. And back to center and off to the left. Bring it back to center. Now bring your right hand down, reach your left hand up and over. Now reach just a little bit more with that left hand. And feel a deeper stretch come into the side body. On an inhale, rise back up. And And bring the left hand down. Reach with the right hand. Now reach just a little bit more, deepening the stretch. And then rise back up one more time on each side. Right hand down, left hand reaches, stretch it out. And rise. And last time, left hand down, right hand reaches. Inhale and rise. Let's come into table pose now. Once you're in table pose, draw your navel up a little bit. That's it. So you take that arch, the excessive arch out of the lower back. Now inhale to cow pose, dropping your belly and lifting your chin. And then exhale to cat, pushing your hands into the mat as you move into cat pose, pressing the middle of the back towards the sky. Do that again. Inhale to cow. Good job. And then exhale to cat. And inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. 3 more times through, inhaling to cow pose. And exhaling to cat. And twice more, inhaling to cow. And a big exhale to cat. And one more time, deep breath in, deeper than any of the other ones you've taken so far. And then exhale to cat. And pause there, let your head drop down. Bring your forehead a little closer to your knees. And then back to table pose. From there, walk the hands forward just about 6 inches or so. And then glide your hips forward and down. Make sure your toes are pointing straight back and not off to the side, either inside or outside. So toes point straight back. Now press your heart forward. Press your hands into the mat. Now draw your navel up, engaging the core as you come out of the pose, and press back towards child's pose, feeling length in the spine as you do that. Let your forehead come down towards the mat. For some of you, your forehead may actually touch the mat. And now glide forward. Press the heart forward. Gaze straight forward. Press the hands into the mat. Elbows nice and straight. Now press your heart forward a little more. And then back towards child's pose. Keep the knees right where they are. The knees do not need to come apart. And one more time through, gliding forward. Coming into a beautiful deep back bend. And then pressing back towards child's pose. Come up on the knees. And then let your hips drop to your heels, so you're sitting on your heels if you can. So basically you're sitting on your shins, but your butt is on your heels. Now bring the arms out to a T and take a twist. Bring the hand to the outside of the knee, the other hand either to the right foot or to the ground if you can. Deep breath in, draw the navel in and exhale and twist. And then let it go and flow over to the other side, twisting. And then bring it back to center. Bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up and over. We're going to do a side stretch again. This time, let the left elbow bend and bring the back of the hand, or the palm of the hand, to the back of the head, and then reach the elbow up a little higher and deepen the side stretch if you can. Now engage the core as you rise up, and then bring the left hand down, bend the right elbow, palm to the back of the head, lift the right elbow up, and then draw your navel in as you find that side stretch. And inhale and rise back up. Release it now. Reach the arms high. Interlace fingers. Second time here. Press the palms up towards the sky. So you're starting to feel a stretch in the shoulders now. Maybe the armpits. Keep pressing through the palms. Press the palms and bringing the hands down. Press through the palms. Keep pressing as much as you can. Really stretch. And then eventually come forward so that the hips come off the heels, and then separate the hands, and we're back to table pose. Now inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Twice more. Inhale to cow pose and exhale to cat. One more time through. Inhale to cow And exhale to cat. And now back to table pose. Bring your right hand under your face. Press the right palm into the mat. This can be thread the needle. Reach the left hand up and then press the fingertips up towards the sky. And then bring the left hand under and through. Land on your left shoulder and the left side of your face and walk the right hand forward so that right arm is straight, palm facing down. See if you can open the right shoulder up a little bit more to the sky and maybe look up if you want to. Take a deep breath and let the breath go. And do that again, a big deep breath. And let the breath go. Now slide the right hand down until it comes in front of the face. Press into the right palm and reach the left hand up and overhead. Lift your gaze up so you're looking up towards the left hand. And then bring the left hand down so it meets the right hand. Let's go over to the other side. Left hand down, right hand reaches. Reach that right hand up a little bit more and then lift your gaze up so you're looking at the right hand. Now thread the needle. Bring the right hand under and through. Land on the right shoulder. And slide that left hand forward with the palm facing down. See if you can open the left shoulder up a little bit more towards the sky. And pay attention to the hips. Hips stay square to the front of the mat and level if you can. One more big deep breath. Exhale, slide the left hand down, plant it and reach the right hand high coming out of the pose. And then bring the right hand down so it meets the left hand. Walk the hands forward again about 6 inches from table pose. And then tuck your toes and let's find our very first downward facing dog. Stretching out. Pressing the heels down towards the mat, bending the knees a little bit if you like. Working on lengthening the spine, although you of course may feel a stretch in the back of the legs at the same time. Now begin to pedal it out, bending one knee and then the other knee. Pedal it out a couple more times on each side. On an inhale, reach your right leg high, and then step the right foot forward, bringing the right foot between the hands into runner's lunge. Bend the right knee, and then step the left foot forward, standing forward fold. First time here, let your head drop down, the standing forward fold. Let your weight come forward so that you're pressing more into the front of the feet, the balls of the feet, than you are in the heels. You may begin to feel your heels float a bit. Now release your neck muscles. Notice if you're holding your head up and ask yourself, why was I holding my head up in that pose? Maybe shake your head yes and shake your head no, just to emphasize to your body that you can release the neck muscles. Now with chin on chest, draw your navel up towards the sky as you round the spine, rising. And then once you're up, flip your palms so they face forward, thumbs point out. Take a deep breath, opening the heart, and then release the arms high, and then to heart center. Do that again. Inhale, release the arms up. Exhale them down. Inhale and up. Exhale down. Big, deep inhale up. Exhale down. Twice more. Inhale up, just getting the breath flowing in the body with these big movements. And one more time, up. And exhale the arms down. Now arms out to a T. Swan dive to a forward fold. Come to a half lift. Lengthen your spine again, bringing the weight into the front of the feet just like we did before. And now a slight bend in the knees as you fold forward, letting your upper body rest on your thighs. Bend the knees even a little more if you like. Now with chin on chest, draw the navel up towards the sky as you round the spine to rise. And the arms float high now, and then to heart center. Inhale up, arms to a T, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale, let the head drop down. Chin on chest, spine rounds as you rise. The arms float up and overhead. And exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale up, arms to a T, last one. Swan dive down. Half lift. Exhale, head drops all the way down. Now draw the navel up as you rise and reach the arms high and then to heart center. Take a breath now. And one more. How's everybody feeling this morning? Okay? And how about everybody on Zoom? Are you feeling okay too? Good. I can't hear you, so I don't know. Inhale the arms up. Now swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift. Exhale the hands all the way down. Right foot stays forward, left foot steps back. Runner's lunge. Now step the right foot back to meet the left foot and come to plank pose. Take a breath in plank. And then bring your knees to the mat. Chest and chin follow as you come into cobra pose. Find that nice back bend. And then release down. Tuck your toes, push to plank. And let your hips rise into downward facing dog. Stretch it out. On an inhale, lift the left leg up and step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Come to runner's lunge intentionally. Press back on that right heel and just note how your body feels in the pose. Left knee bent about 90 degrees. And then step the right foot forward so it meets the left foot, standing forward fold. Let your head drop down. This time arms come out to a T. Reach the hands apart from one another. Press into the front of the feet and rise. Nice and slow coming up so you feel the glutes engage, the hamstrings, arms float high, and to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale up. Swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale, the hands come down. This time the left foot stays forward. Right foot steps all the way back into runner's lunge. And then step the left foot back to plank pose. Take a breath. Now bring the knees to the mat and chest and chin. Lift the heart up off the mat. Cobra pose and release. Tuck your toes, push to plank, and the hips are high again in downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach the right leg up and then step the right foot forward so it comes between the hands, and the left foot's going to follow, standing forward fold. Arms out to a T just like we did before. Press into the front of the feet. Rise with a nice long spine. Arms reach high. And exhale the hands to heart center. Take a breath. Inhale up. Swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift. Exhale the hands down. Right foot forward, left foot back. Second time here. Right foot follows, plank pose. Take a breath. On the exhale, knees to the mat, chest and chin, into cobra pose again. Bhujangasana, heart lifts up off the mat. Now press your heart forward, press your pubic bone down, deepening the back bend. And then release. Toes tuck as you push to plank, and the hips are high again, downward facing dog. On an inhale, left leg rises, lift it high, press the right heel down if you've lifted the right heel up, and then step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Press back on the right heel and then step the right foot forward, standing forward fold. This time interlace the fingers behind the back and then straighten your elbows, reaching your knuckles towards the sky. Let your head drop down. Take a deep breath. Now press into the front of the feet and rise. Keep reaching the knuckles up as you come up. And then once you're up, pause and press the knuckles down towards the heels, but without arching the back. Yeah. So drawing your navel in will help you keep your spine long. And just pull the shoulder blades back so you feel that great stretch in the top of the chest. Take a breath. And then release. Reach up high and exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale up. And we're going to do one more. Swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift. Exhale, release the hands down. Left foot stays forward this time. The right foot steps back. Plank pose. Flow through a vinyasa this time. Upward facing dog. Elbows straight. Hands right below the shoulders. Press the hands into the mat. Press your navel forward. Gaze is straight forward. Nice and level. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Press the heels down towards the mat so you feel that great stretch in the back of the legs. I'm feeling that in my calf muscles, into the back of the legs where the hamstrings attach. Now bend the knees. Bend them even more. And now a nice hop so the feet end up between the hands. Let your head drop down. Interlace the fingers again behind the back.
and reach the knuckles up towards the sky. Let your head drop down a little bit more. Bring the weight forward just a bit more. And now keep pressing into the balls of the feet as you rise with a nice long spine. Come all the way up. Once you're up, take a deep breath and press the knuckles down towards the heels. Press your palms towards one another. Whew. And then release the hands. Bring the heart center and take 2 breaths. Whew. You can let your eyes close if you like. One more. Now bring the hands behind you, interlace your fingers behind your back, press your knuckles down towards your heels, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Slight bend in the knees is fine here. Let your head drop down. And then release the hands to the mat and step the left foot back into runner's lunge. Now step the right foot back into plank pose. 3 breaths now in plank as you press your hands into the mat, including the pads of the fingers and the thumbs. So press the hands away from your shoulders. Keep the core engaged, the abdominal muscles, the gluteal muscles, and the legs, as well as the low back. One more breath. Now flow through a vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. Take a breath there. And then exhale to downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your right leg up. And then step the right foot forward so it comes between the hands. And if you need to, second or third or even fourth or fifth effort to get that right foot forward. Now bend right knee so it's bent at 90 degrees. And then bring the left knee to the mat, untuck the toes. Press the top of the left foot into the mat and rise. Low crescent lunge. Reach up high. Press that right knee forward. Bring a nice stretch into the top of the left thigh. For most of us. Everybody feeling that? Anybody feeling that? Yes. All right, good. Just checking. Reach up through the wrists and relax the fingers a little bit. And now the arms come out to a T. Reach the hands apart from one another. Palms face up now. Reach the hands apart from one another even more. Feel the stretch in the shoulders. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, take your twist to the right and bring the elbow to the knee, joining the palms together. Keep the palms together, press into the right foot, and rise back up. Notice how your core engaged as you rose. Arms reach high now. And exhale the hands down on either side of the right foot. Tuck the toes and bring the left knee off the mat. Right foot steps back to plank pose. Let's find 3 breaths again. Let your breath deepen. Maybe 5 counts in and 5 counts out. So that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the inhale. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the exhale. Do that one more time. Breathing in. And breathing out. After all the breath is out, flow through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog. And when you're ready, and downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the left leg up. Maybe a little higher. And then step the left foot forward. So it comes between the hands. Take a deep breath. On the exhale, bring the right knee to the mat, untuck the toes on the right foot. Press in the left foot and rise. Reach up high. Low crescent lunge, our second side. Keep pressing your left knee forward until you start to feel a nice stretch in the back of that right, or in the front rather, of that right leg. A couple more breaths while I shed a layer here. We'll see if I can do that without taking the microphone off. Yay! Now arms out to a T, palms face up. Now take your twist to the left. Bend the right elbow, bring it to the knee, and join the palms together. Finding your prayer twist. One more breath. Now keep the palms together as you come back to center, and then reach the arms high. Exhale the hands down. Tuck the toes and bring the right knee off the mat.
Then step the left foot back to plank pose. And flow through a vinyasa now, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. You choose. Upward facing dog. And when you're ready, a downward facing dog. Stretch it out. 3 breaths now in downward dog as you press your hands into the mat and think about reaching your tailbone, pointing it and stretching it towards the back of the space behind you and high. Let your heart drop down. 1 more breath. Now bend your knees and take your hop forward. Good job on the hops. Now hands behind you, interlace the fingers behind the back. Straighten the elbows as you press the skin of the palms towards one another. Now slowly begin to rise all the way up. And then once you're up, release the hands and bend the knees. Let's find chair pose. Bring the weight back into the heels in chair pose. Feet roughly parallel to one another if you can do that. Bring the weight back into the heels a little bit more. Now straighten the legs and then swan dive forward fold. Come to a half lift. Exhale the hands all the way to the mat. Right foot stays forward, left foot steps back. This is runner's lunge. You may want to scoot your left foot over to the left a little bit to create a wider stance. Press into the right foot, keep the right knee bent, and rise. High crescent lunge. Take a breath. Let the breath go. Do that again, deep breath. Now drop your left hand down, reach the right hand up and over, stretching the right side body and staying balanced. Now rise back up, other side. Left hand reaches over to the right. And 1 more time on each side. Last one, right hand down, left hand reaching. Now back to center, reach the arms high. Then as you exhale, bring the left hand down, reach the right hand up, coming to a lunge twist. Keep the right knee bent. Now bring the right hand down, step the right foot back to plank pose, and flow through a vinyasa, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift the left leg up. Now step the left foot forward, bringing it between the hands. Keep the left foot pressing into the mat, the left knee bent, and rise. High crescent lunge. How's the balance feeling? Good? All right. Bend the left knee even more. Now bring the right hand down, reach up and over with the left. Either way. Either left. And then over to the other side. It's like balancing on a tight wire. And the other side, slow movement will help with the balance. Last one. Left hand down, right hand reaching. And then back to center. Reach up high. And then slowly bring the hands down on either side of the left foot. Step the left foot back to plank pose. Flow through a vinyasa now. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. Find a breath or 2 in upward dog. And then when you're ready, toes tuck and lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Big deep breath. Exhale, blow it out. Let it go. It's hard to hear the breath coming out in the outdoors here. Do that again. Deep breath in. Exhale so I can hear you breathe out. Now bend your knees deeply and take a hop. I don't care how far. Eventually bring your feet between your hands. Now bring the arms out to a T. Press into the front of the feet. Keep your spine long as you rise. Come all the way up and then exhale and bend the knees. Back to chair pose. How's chair feel today? Good? No? Some head shaking. What is it about chair? You don't like it? Okay. We'll do it more then. Why don't we like poses? Stay in the pose for a minute. Because it's hard? Yeah, because we like doing easy stuff. We don't like doing hard stuff, so we never become proficient. I find myself doing this. So there are poses I don't like. Stay in the pose. There are poses I don't like, and what I find is I avoid them, and when I avoid them, I don't teach them, and so nobody else learns them, and you guys just end up with a practice as crappy as mine is. Bend the knees a little more. Now straighten up, and exhale, and bring the hands to heart center. Whew! Look how long you stayed in chair, though. And they were beautiful poses. They looked really good. One more breath. Whew. Now bring the arms out to a T and swan dive. Come to a half lift. And then exhale the hands down. Leave your right foot forward and step the left foot 3/4 step back. Spin the left heel to the mat. Bend the right knee and rise. Come up to warrior one. Now bend the right knee a little bit more. And remember to square the hips to the front of the mat. So for most of us, that'll mean pulling the left hip forward, pulling the right hip back. If it helps you to bring your hands to your hips to try and orient the hips in space, feel free to do that. Now straighten the right leg. Bring the hands behind you. Options here now. You can interlace the fingers behind the back, or you can bring the palms together into what some yoga teachers call namaste, like that, prayer pose, but with the fingers pointing up, kind of pressing the hands into the low back. Does that feel good for anyone? It'll create a big stretch in the shoulders if you do it. Now hinge at the hips. We're going to keep the spine long and come down halfway, and now maybe all the way down, letting the forehead come down towards the shin. Now press into that right foot. Keep weight in the back foot, however, and the left foot as you rise. All the way up. Take a breath. And then release the hands. Bring them behind you. Interlace the fingers behind the back this time. Straighten the elbows. And then bend the right knee. Now bring the right shoulder down towards the right knee, letting it land there if you can. And then reach your arms up and overhead, let your head drop down. Release the neck muscles. Now press into the right foot, the right knee stays bent as you rise. Once you're up, pause for a moment, press the knuckles down towards the left heel, draw the navel in so you're not arching the low back, and then release the hands. Reach them high, and then to heart center. Now bring the hands down, straighten the right leg. Leave the left hand down and reach the right hand up. We're going to do another twist here. And bend the right knee. Bring the right hand down outside the right foot. Step the left foot forward, standing forward fold. Let your head drop down. Take opposite elbows. Press the elbows down towards the big toes. Stretch it out. So the upper body is stretching. You can bend the knees a little bit here if you like. And remember to release your neck muscles. Let the neck go. Let the head go. Let the top of your head come a little closer to the mat. Now keep opposite elbows and keep your biceps on either side of your ears. Engage your core as you rise. All the way up. Keep opposite elbows. Bring the feet about hip width apart, but still parallel to one another. Actually more than hip width. Another few inches. Now we're going to take a side stretch. Reach with the left elbow. Press the hips to the left. Keep the core engaged as you rise up, reaching the elbows towards the sky. Gaze is level, so try not to gaze down, just straight forward. And then over to the other side. Press the hips to the right. Reach through that right elbow and inhale and rise back up. Stretch up high. Now bring the hands behind you. Interlace the bring the hands behind you. Bring your hands to your low back, so that the fingers are pointing down, and then pull the elbows together a little bit so you feel that stretch in the chest. And now keep pressing your hands into the back of your waist, pressing your butt forward, and then lift your gaze up. This is a supported back bend, standing back bend. See if you can pull your elbows a little bit closer, press the hips forward, let your chest rise up towards the sky, let your head drop down. So many instructions. Now keep pressing your hands into the mat as you rise. And then once you're up, you can release the hands and then bring them to heart center. Take a breath. Leave the left foot forward this time. Step the right foot back about a 3/4 step. It's about 3.5 feet or so, maybe 4. And then bend the left knee. Let's find Warrior One. We did this on the other side, so same thing here, just the other side. Is this the other side for you, Anthony? Okay, you're with us? Okay. Now bring the hands down on either side of the left foot, straighten the left leg. Then bring the hands behind you. We're getting into pyramid pose a little bit differently than we did before. Bring the hands behind you in whatever way you want. So if you want to press the hands into the low back, finding that prayer pose, feel free to do that. Keep the left leg straight and rise. Come all the way up. Let the arms float high, bend the left knee, and then bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers behind your back again. Straighten the elbows. Now hinge at the hips and bring the left shoulder down towards the left knee, and then let your head drop down. Let your head drop down even more. Bend the left knee a little bit more. Now keep the fingers interlaced. Spine stays long as you rise, nice and slow coming up. Good job. Now release the hands, bring them out to a T. Bend the left knee, if it's not already bent, and come down. And then bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up, and then straighten the left leg, pulling that left hip back. So we've come into this pose a little differently than we did on the other side. See if we can stack that left hand over the left shoulder over right shoulder. So it's a twist. Nice little spinal twist. Beautiful. Bring the left hand down now. And step the left foot back. Step the right foot back a little bit and come into plank pose. Now come down to the elbows. See if you can do it without touching your knees down, but if you want to touch the knees, feel free. And this is dolphin plank. Not quite dolphin yet, just dolphin plank pose. 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Now walk the feet forward, lifting the hips. This is dolphin pose. Good job. One more breath in dolphin pose. Now on an inhale, reach your right leg high, pressing the left heel down. And then bring the right foot down so it meets the left foot. Inhale, left leg rises. And bring the left foot down so it meets the right foot. Bring the knees to the mat now. And bring your knees apart so they come to the edges of the mat. And let your hips drop to your heels as we move into child's pose. Forehead can rest on the mat here if you like. Three more breaths in child's pose. 2 more. And 1 more. Rise from child's pose to table pose. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips to downward facing dog. Now inhale, reach the right leg up and find 3-legged dog, opening the hips to the right, bending the right knee. And then level the hips, and we're going to come to pigeon pose. Step the right knee forward to the right hand, and the right foot to the left hand if you can, or you can bring that right foot all the way back towards the pubic bone. Maybe scoot the left knee back a little bit as you move more deeply into pigeon pose. And when you're ready, resting pigeon. Come all the way down, let your upper body rest over the bent knee.
The forehead can come all the way down to the mat if you want. Now walk back up onto the hands. We're going to come out of resting pigeon. Then tuck the toes and bring the right knee off the mat. And then step the right foot back so it meets the left foot. We've come back to plank pose now. Take a breath. And one more. Now flow through Vinyasa. Our second to last Vinyasa, I think, in today's practice. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Find that length in downward dog. On an inhale, lift the left leg up and find three-legged dog on our second side, opening the hips to the left. Now level the hips off and pigeon pose. Step that left knee forward to the left hand, left foot towards right hand, untuck the toes and bring your right knee to the mat. Let your hips settle. Bring the block under your left butt cheek. Good. There you go. Is that better? And resting pigeon when you're ready. Whew. Walk back up onto the hands now. And then tuck your toes, bring your right knee off the mat, and pause for a moment. Just feel the strength in your body as you reach the left leg up and overhead into our second three-legged dog on this side. Now level the hips off and bring the left foot down and glide forward to plank pose. Flow through a Vinyasa. Again, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. You know you get to choose whichever option you prefer. Knees off the mat here if you can. Press the hands into the mat. Press the chest forward a little bit more. Then when you're ready, downward facing dog. On an inhale, right leg rises. Lift the right leg up. And three-legged dog a second time, actually third time on this side, opening the hips to the right. Let the right knee bend and let your right foot relax a little bit. So you don't need a lot of tension in the foot. Now level the hips and step the right foot all the way forward so it comes between the hands. Leave the left hand on the mat, reach the right hand high. The right knee is bent, so this is a lunge twist. Nice long lunge. Bend the right knee just a bit more. There you go. Right hand down to the inside of the right foot. Left hand reaches up. This is a revolved lunge twist. Balance has come into play a little bit. Take a breath. And now spin the left heel to the mat and rise to warrior two. So the right foot is forward, the left foot is back. Toes on the left foot are pointing 90 degrees to the left. Toes on the right foot pointing straight forward. Extended side angle pose now. Anchor into the pinky toe of the left foot, reach through the right hand, and then extend out of that left shoulder. I think I said right hand. Extend out of the left shoulder with the left hand. Draw your navel in a little bit. And now rise to reverse triangle pose, straightening the right leg and reaching up and back with the right hand. And now arms out to a T as we prepare for triangle pose. Press into the back foot, reach your front hand forward, and then drop it down. Spine stays nice and long. See if you can open the left shoulder up towards the sky. Good adjustments. That looks really good. Bring your head straight forward a little bit more. Pull your hips this way. That's it. Perfect. Now bend the right knee and rise. Warrior two. Settle into the pose. Whew. Everybody's doing great. And then bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. And step the left foot forward, standing forward fold. Bring the arms out to a T and reverse swan dive to rise. And then once you're up, let your arms float high, palms together, and then to heart center. Take a breath. Whew. Release the arms back up. Interlace the fingers, point the index fingers, finding arrow mudra. Ground into the left foot, pick the right foot up, bending the right knee. And then begin to straighten the right leg, pressing the right foot forward. Then let the knee bend and straighten it just one more time. And then bend and bring it down. Arms out to a T. Swan dive forward fold, half lift. Exhale the hands down to the mat. This time the left foot stays forward and the right foot steps back into runner's lunge. Lengthen your lunge a little bit. So bring that right foot back just a bit more so the left knee can actually bend 90 degrees. So left foot is forward, right foot is back. Now leave the right hand on the mat, reach the left hand high. Let's find our lunge twist on the second side. As always, I suggest you move that right hand a little bit closer to the left foot. That'll allow you to find that alignment between the hands, the shoulders, and the mat. Now bring the left hand down inside the left foot, reach the right hand high, coming into our revolved lunge twist. And spin the right heel to the mat as you rise to warrior two. Left knee stays bent, pointing straight forward. Now extended side angle. Bring the left elbow to the knee and reach through the right hand. Stretch it out so you feel that stretch coming out of the right shoulder. The sensation is one of reaching out of the right shoulder, really extending. Now rise to reverse triangle pose, straightening the left leg. Press into the left foot and reach with the left hand, stretching up and back. Keep both legs straight, bring the arms out to a T with the palms facing down. Reach the hands apart from one another. Take a breath. Now press into your right foot, reach your left hand forward, and then just drop the left hand down as you come into triangle pose. Trikonasana is the name of the pose in Sanskrit. Left knee bends now. Rise, warrior two. And then bring the hands down on either side of the left foot. Come up onto the ball of the right foot. Press back on the right heel for a minute as you straighten the right leg. And then step the right foot forward into a standing forward fold. Arms out to a T. Reverse swan dive as you rise, keeping the weight into the front of the feet. Then arms float high. And exhale to heart center. Take a breath. It's warming up, isn't it? It's going to be a hot day. Now, arrow mudra, reach up high, interlace the fingers, point the index fingers. Now extend out of the shoulders again so you feel that stretch in the chest and the armpits and maybe all the way into the hips. Now keep the weight on the left foot. Is that the right one? Whichever one we didn't do last time. Left foot, I think, is down. No, other way. Right foot is down, left foot is up. Oh yeah, we're just bending the knee. Bend the knee, lift the knee up. I was thinking I might want to do tree pose, but we haven't done that. Now, reach up through the fingers a little bit more. Stretch as high as you can through your fingers. And now straighten the left leg. Just press the left heel forward. Do not think about what you're doing. Don't think about how gravity-defying it is, how much strength it takes, how difficult it is. Just do it. Now bend the knee, let the foot fall down, and then just straighten the leg. Again, don't think about it. Just do it. Good job. And bring the foot down. Bring the hands down. Now reach the arms out, palms facing down, bend the knees. Come into chair pose. Pull your tailbone down towards your heels. Now take a deep breath and rise up just an inch, and then exhale, come down about 4 or 5 inches. Do that again. Deep breath in, rise just an inch, and exhale, come down another 4 inches or so. Keep the weight in the heels. One more time, deep breath in, rising just a bit, and exhale, come all the way down to a seat on your mat. You can bring your hands behind you so that you don't fall down backwards. Now bend the left knee. Bring the sole of the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. And then hug the left knee in with the right hand, right arm rather, kind of in the crook of the arm. And bring the left hand behind you. Press through your right heel. And as you breathe in, draw your navel in towards your spine. And then as you exhale, think about pulling the navel back and to the left. Do that again. A deep breath in. Draw the navel in as you breathe in, and then exhale and draw the navel back and to the left. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. And then come out of the pose. Let's come over to the other side now. Sole of the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. See if you can press the whole sole of the foot down so that you're not up on the knife edge, the pinky toe side of the foot. So press the big toe into the mat as much as anything else. Now hug the knee in with the left arm. Hug the knee in as tightly as you can. Right hand comes down behind you. Breathe in deeply and draw the navel in on the inhale, and then exhale and find your twist. Twice more. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist. And again, a deep breath in. And exhale and twist. And that's it. Let it go. Bring both feet out. Legs are straight. Now reach the arms high. Seat the sitting bones. So press the sitting bones down into the soft earth for those of you who are with us live. And if you're in the ground, if you're on Zoom, just imagine that you have soft earth beneath you. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward. Seated forward fold. Spine stays nice and long. Reach the top of the head towards the big toes. Now release your hands from your legs. Reach your fingertips forward. Keep your biceps on either side of your ears. Engage the core as you come up. And then exhale and bring it down. And inhale and lift it up. And exhale and down. And inhale and up. And one more time. Exhale down. And inhale and up. And then let your hands come down and touch the earth. Bend the knees. Let's roll all the way down to the back. And once you're on your back, let the back of the head come all the way down to the mat. And then let's find a happy baby pose. So bend the right knee, sole of the right foot reaches to the sky. Both hands come to the right foot. Hug the right knee towards your armpit, that right armpit. And press the left foot forward, letting the left heel rest on the mat. Now take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, hug the right knee in towards the right armpit just a bit more if you can. And then lift the left foot up, and let's find a full happy baby pose. Left hand to left foot, right hand to right foot. And to the other side now. Right hand comes to right foot, left foot. Left hand stays on left foot. Straighten the right leg. Press the right foot forward. And hug that left knee towards the left armpit. You may be coming close to a place where you can actually seat the left knee in the left armpit. Just work towards that. You don't actually need to get there, but work towards that. Now back to full happy baby pose, lifting the right foot up, bending the right knee. Soles of the feet, both of them, parallel with the sky above us. Release the hands, reach the feet up to the sky, legs up the wall pose. And bring your hands down by your side now, palms facing down. And then bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat, press the feet into the mat, and lift your hips into either bridge pose or wheel pose, your choice. I know some of you prefer wheel.
for the deeper back bend. Others are happy with bridge. Either one is fine. And release your tailbone down to the mat now. Hug the knees into your body. And you can bring your forehead towards your knees so the spine rounds forward. And then release your head to the mat. Bring your arms out to a T. We're going to do one more spinal twist, a gentle supine spinal twist. Knees to the left and let them land. Let your gaze shift to the right. And now bring your awareness back to your breath. And just notice the breath as it flows in and flows out. Let the breath soften a little bit. See if you can let your breath lengthen. Knees come back to center now and float over to the right side. The gaze, of course, shifts to the left, opposite direction of the twist. And again, let your breath soften. All the work is done now, my friends. Let your knees float back to center and let's find Shavasana. Bring the arms down by the side. Straighten the legs. Let your toes flop out if you like. One of the things I love about practicing yoga outdoors are the sounds. And one of the things our yoga practice can teach us is to embrace all of our experiences, whether we want to label them as good or bad. The experience is neutral. It's our interpretation of the experience that makes it what we might label as good or bad. So those of you in the park can hear the big piece of machinery digging behind us. And you may want to, or have a tendency to want to label the sound. But what I'd like for you to do is, instead of thinking of the sound or interpreting it as good or bad or anything else, is just notice that the sound is there. Just experience it in a neutral way, without the need to judge it in any way. You are safe right where you are. So allow yourself just to completely experience the sounds. Without the need to push anything away. Embrace it all. Just for the pure experience. And I think after some practice, you may find that things that might otherwise seem discordant eventually just end up being experiences without the content of good or bad. And if you can do that, you'll find it reduces tension. And you can just dwell in whatever is, accepting it, without the need to want to change anything in this moment. When you're ready, allow movement to return to your fingers and toes. And then bend your knees and roll to your side. Pause there on your side for a moment, and if you like, you can cradle your head in your arm with the knees bent. And then with the eyes still gently closed, bring yourself to a seat. Once you're seated, you can bring your hands to heart center and press your palms together. Now breathe in deeply, and as you breathe in, feel your spine getting longer. Feel your navel drawing in a little bit. And then just let the breath gently flow out. You don't need to push it. And one more time, draw a deep breath in. Draw the navel in. And then just let the breath gently flow out. Join me now, if you like, in offering loving kindness. May you be happy and well, and may you be safe. May you be peaceful, and may you be at ease. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.